It's the Cable
I'm going to take Mox Pearl over Caracas, and then I think Hull Breacher would be a distant third for me. Well, Hull Breacher and Animate Dead and Death Greeter's Champion are all pretty close, I guess. I'm going to grab this Grim Monolith. I like playing a Grim Monolith on turn 1 off of Mox Pearl. My Will Kitten, get to do that. Do some artifacty business, maybe. You really want domesticated raccoons ASAP? Have you seen that YouTube channel that's just like an old guy that with like 30 of his fucking favorite raccoon buddies? And he's just always feeding them like grapes or hot dogs or something. And they just like swarm him. So he brings out this like giant box of hot dogs. You just like watch the fattest group of raccoons you've ever seen in your life chowing down. You've only been to Wisconsin once for a Smash event in Baraboo. You'd like to go back? Oh, cool. I got a tattoo in Baraboo once. Me and some friends were there playing in some Magic tournament. Some qualifier for a qualifier thing. And I made a disastrous deck choice. I showed up playing like Zoo in Modern or something. And I like O2 Scrub-a-Dubbed. And I was very perplexed. I was like, wait. I'm out? I have to fucking wait on everybody else now? What is this? I was not used to that. And then usually somebody else scrubs out and you can like chat and play Magic and play games and stuff and socialize. And that didn't happen. My entire car was like live playing for top 8. Just crushing it. And I had scrubbed, and so I was like, all right. And so I wandered around the town, and Baraboo is not a large town, so that took like... I want to take this Tameo. So exploring Baraboo took like very little time, and then I checked in with my friends. They were all still winning. And then I decided to explore Baraboo's bars, and that also didn't take very long. And then after all of that, I finally found the tattoo parlor. And one of the people in the tattoo parlor was called Star Wars Guy. And he like just did Star Wars tattoos. And I was like, you know what? You, Star Wars Guy, are going to give me a Star Wars tattoo. I've thought of the perfect thing. And that was the first tattoo I ever got. This pack's interesting because that Mishra's Workshop might end up just being the bee's knees with this start, but like the swords is a lot safer, right? The swords plowshares is a lot safer here. It was close enough to drive home, Necrowind, yeah. Was it a Sith Lord Jar Jar? It was not. I would never besmirch the great Jar Jar Binks. What Star Wars thing is that a tattoo of? It's like a watercolor Darth Vader mask, kind of melting. You've only ever been to La Crosse in Wisconsin when you helped your sister move there? La Crosse is fine. It's a fairly good example of like mid-tier Wisconsin city. I think I'm gonna grab this Stoneforge Mystic. Well, okay, give me the Spiral. Kind of setting up for Academy business. Yeah, La Crosse, Eau Claire, Stevens Point, all those. Kind of like the Battle Sphere of this Monolith, but I'm going to grab this Archive. Superior, maybe? I think Superior is probably the similar size. So I like the Thopter Foundry, Coalition Relic, and Celestial Colonnade a bit better than this Absent. Especially because we have 2 pieces of interaction already. So I'm going to grab this Foundry. I think I'm going to spec on Foundry. Should probably be grabbing the Colonnade, maybe. I don't know. You've lived in both Superior and La Crosse, can confirm, very similar. Oh, cool. The 2-liter Barks is a vibe. Yeah, it's left over from a pizza I ordered the other day. One of my favorite ways of eating my feelings is to order a a greasy piece of shit pizza with a 2-liter and just go to town on it. Just the most disgusting meal imaginable. I'm gonna grab Karn over Reprieve. I do like Reprieve, but I think we can power this Karn out right between the Grim Monolith and Mox Pearl. I think it's gonna end up being good. Wisconsin pizza sounds disgusting. Oh, there's great pizza in Wisconsin. What I'm talking about is chain pizza, which is also going to be stuff that you're familiar with, Some of that Domino's, or Little Sleezers, Pizza Hut. That garbage. Wisconsin's known for its cheese. Why would it have bad pizza? Yeah, it doesn't. The pub style pizza is popular here. Hello, Soul Ring. Have I ever had a worse pizza than Domino's? Oh yeah. Yeah, I lived in St. Louis for like a year. That was not a good place to live for pizza. They had a lot of other good food, though. And at the time, it was a pretty good place for live music and the like. Tamio and Zerda don't work together, Zerda kind of cute with a Grim Monolith. Also thinking about Seacrum Coast, maybe Brainstorm. Hey, congrats, Salty Rutabaga. That's very cool. In Europe, Domino's barely qualifies as pizza. Yet it doesn't really here either. I don't know. The second worst pizza I've ever had was in Europe. Undercooked pork on top of undercooked bread in France. That did not pass the mustard, that's for sure. Pack is butt. I almost want another sweeper. So the Talisman. We're in France. I'm pretty sure it was Paris, because we spent most of the time there. And then we went off to different cities where we had host families for the second week. And I don't remember the name of the town that I went to after that, but I remember that it bordered Spain. And the host family was very kind. Hey, there's that Sword of the Beak. Nice. Yeah, I think my favorite part of Paris was the Luxembourg Gardens. Because it was just like an excellent place to relax and vibe for a bit. And it didn't really feel like the rest of the city. And then every time, like, we as a group were doing touristy stuff, I hated it. Eiffel Tower and what went. But everybody else seemed like they enjoyed themselves. I don't think this works with Zerda. I don't think it's an activated ability, right? It's like casting a card. So my two draw spells are what's breaking the Zerda. My draw engines. Library? Delta? Let's grab Library. Just gives us a little bit of value, especially against our slower opponents. So there's a good chance that the Mopal would come back, but I'm just going to grab it anyway. Because I want it. And I don't really want these other cards. Not in this deck. And whether you play the Mox Opal as a land or a spell here is kind of dealer's choice. Usually I end up playing Mox Opal as a spell. Like if you have enough artifacts to support it. Enough cheap artifacts. Oh, please do Real Milkman. Yeah, jam it. Is anyone watching? Yeah, we got a few people. 666 viewers. The Mark of the Beast. Balance. I have to say, this looks like an excellent balance deck. That is a super cool event, Real Milkman. It's cool that y'all got Brandon Lee Mulligan to DM it. Hope y'all get a good turnout. I have a lifetime DSA membership, so they always ping me about meetings and such. But the meetings are always like convenient for normal people times. They always start at like 6:30 p.m. It's just like the actual worst time for me, where I couldn't like go live after, you know. This nukes the whole evening. Maybe now that the 365 is done, I'll find some excuses to jam them. I almost feel like this Quantum Riddler is better than this Kappa Cannoneer here. And honestly, it's a good Sage of the Skies deck too, huh? Those cheap artifact mana things. What are the odds that we find that dog, the Blink dog? It'd be kind of late at this point, right? Oh shit, what up? Hey, Brewburb, thanks for the sub. Yeah, I think I should be grabbing the Overlord of the Path, but I'm going to grab this just in case. I think we see like one more fresh pack. I've been like hoping I would get the Blink Dog because we have Teferi and multiple Moxes that would go infinite with it and stuff. Well, Foot, that's alright. Grab Shorokai, I like a Shorokai. Oh, I'm not talking about Ophelia. I'm talking about the 4-mana thingy. You know, the one that plays with the Coveted Jewel and such. Displacer Kitten, yeah. Yeah, that Blink Dog. How does nobody know what I was talking about? I really need a translator. We saw pack one, really? Yeah, I didn't remember him. It's awkward that somebody else got it. We have literally every other card that goes well with it. Little sideboard priest, sure. Yeah, I'll post about this on Blue Sky too. Actually, I want that a lot more even, don't I? Yeah, Talisman makes a blue, but Mox Pearl makes a white. Looks good. What's the sword for? Sword of the Meek? It's for Thopter Foundry combo. Basically, for every 1 mana you put into it, you can gain a life and get a 1/1 flyer. Just sacking the sword over and over. Yeah, when you got a deck full of Moxen and Soul Rings and stuff, you don't want to keep your openers like the last one. This one, if it was the opener, I would also mulligan. But now that we're on 6, I think it's okay. At the very least, we have this swords for the early game, right? Had something to do on turn 2, even though it's not the best turn 2 play. Woo! And I really should have led on swords. Play around days here. Actually, what if I swords the 2-1? They don't have an island. That's no excuse for Andre. It's no excuse to not play around days. A thing. Oh, I was just funning you, dude. I appreciate you giving me the benefit of the doubt, though. Yeah, the deck does look good. I agree. That's true, you dude. I'm very self-centered, so I thought you were covering for me. Opponent's certainly acting like they've got a counterspell for this balance. Or an answer to card, sure, yeah, that'll do her too. Okay. Well, might as well time warp. And my balance is now unfortunately exiled. But there are other sweepers in here. Yeah, I was really hoping I'd hit a land for the spiral at least, if not the sweeper itself. So we have to run this out and pray and jump. Probably die. Or it is so much better than hexproof. You think balance is bad against Titania? Why would that be? Oh, because the Titania triggers are on the stack. They can't resolve until after they've gone through the whole list. Shame. Alright. Well murdered. More mana, more cards. Got me. Got Clue Linet. Well then. Yeah, they don't respond here. Then the Tameo flips and we uptick. The next turn we get his downtick on the Time Warp, which would have gone poorly for them, I think. Still get an extra turn here. I don't know if I've ever been more prepared to answer a One Ring. Right, Dam could be cast off of Relic. That's why I didn't mention it in regards to Scrubland earlier, because it does it by itself. Oh, I meant to play Tameo before drawing my cards. Oh well. Yeah, flip Tameo. Would have been a bit better there. So I think this Haywire Mite is supposed to come in. I wonder if we have enough green sources. We have a Mox Opal. I guess Currency Converter sort of counts. And there's a Talisman of Curiosity. Oh, there's a Temple Garden as far as headquarters. That will do the trick. It's actually a shitload of green mana. Nobody's got to figure out what we're cutting for this Haywire Mite. Probably Sage of the Skies, huh? A lot better against aggro, or we need to like pressure a walker against the opponent. Kind of none of what my opponent's been doing. This is a new Gorilla mix. This mix came out 16 years ago. So in the in like the big picture sense, in like the galactic sense, it's very new. I dug the new Gorillaz album, by the way. Yeah, we're talking about like planar time, you know? That'd be pretty new. I'll go ahead and target myself here. How expensive is Moto compared to Arena? Talking standard drafting cube. I found it much easier to go infinite on Moto. Because the cards you're drafting have value and you can sell them and stuff. If the Emeritus gets elked, can you still cast a prepared spell? I would assume not. Surely there's a Moto workaround for Mac. I think people have to do a full emulator or whatever. Yeah, people do it, but it's a pain. It's not a pain. Someone made a Docker. Super easy. You play Moto on Linux. Well, you can do anything on Linux. If you can install Linux and use it just like normal, you can probably do anything with it. I guess. Time Warp and Shortkai play pretty well together, I think. I don't think I Wrath here. I think I just do a bit of this. Gotta be a little careful to not deck ourselves, but I think it'll be alright. Yeah, there's a spiral somewhere. It looks weird, but Yeah, it's possible I should not have fired off that spiral hum. If we let it chill a bit, then we get to sack a bunch of stuff to the Thopter Foundry before we spiral. Sure thing, boss. Correct, Crotash. Not uptaking Teferi was intentional. Well, I think it's like a little bit more damage if we crew Shorkai. No, it's create for an 8/8. Yeah, it's more damage because I'm used to crewing with pilot tokens. Helped some of your tougher matchups a lot. Having that main deck. Life gain. And way to break up Maelstrom Pulse. Because that was a big card in that format. I would have been so salty if I got Mana Tithe today. I was just, I was so mad. No, I needed that. I was really hoping they'd play some shit or 2-drop. Alright, that's fine, that's fine. We'll just rip a white source for this Foundry. And be off to the races here. Next turn, next turn. Oh, you thought I meant this turn? No. I was just planning ahead. The plunderer has arrived. Oh shit, what up? Hayden or dead Chad thinks with a sob. Appreciate it. What? No treasure? How could that possibly go bad for you? Alright, guess we're just gonna sit here. Yeah, there's a vulnerable hand, Necrowind. But we knew that when we kept it, right? The old one-lander. Always Emily. I made a stuffed grilled cheese for lunch using naan bread. And that was fucking awesome. And then I put some pork, some grilled pork and poblano peppers in there. Some cilantro. Man, that was a good sandwich. 3 different kinds of melted cheese. Oh, tasty Necrowind. Those sound good. Oh, interesting, Emily. Oh, nice, Warren. That sounds tasty. This is like a borderline damn-worthy board, but I'm just going to pass. I think Popular Foundry already beats it. A meat vending machine. They really do have everything in Japan. Oh, that's annoying. I can rebuy the upgrade. Gunk up my little engine here. Hey, buddy. Dave has a premium dog treat, and he's being very jealously protective of it. I think he's convinced that we all want the dog treat. It's funny, he accidentally learned the barter system when he brings in something, or if he's just like chewing on something that he shouldn't be. My wife will give him like a treat, so she doesn't have to like fight him for whatever he's chewing on. He'll just like drop it and like take the tasty treat she's given him. And then the other day, I was eating something that he really wanted, and he ran and he grabbed his favorite toy, and he brought it to me and like set it down in front of me, and then just like looked up, and I thought he would just wanted to play tug of war, right? That's what he usually does when he brings a dog toy. And so I reached down to grab it and play tug of war with him. And he like leaned up towards like the food that was in my hand. Like his eyes had never lost focus with the fucking food. he was debating me the whole time. He's like, look, I gave you the treat. I just don't really want this rebuying a braid on attack. I don't want to burn Council's judgment on it. Potentially a bad wrath. Willing to admit. I actually want that, yeah. How come we don't have any Dave emotes? Because I only have so much life force. I think the Earthbend 2 is annoying here. Keen-Eye turning into a 7/7 is annoying, but I think I want to get that Aang off the board. Well, that's fucking annoying. Am I watching any hockey? I'm not. Yeah, I haven't watched a hockey game in a very long time. We have another Wrath. We have two more. You can exile as a human, and then I gain 3. I go up to 8. They'd have 7 on board. We know one of their cards in hand. Oh, yeah, that raccoon. Short guy does look at another card. No. All right, fair enough. I think no changes. They would still had all these at the end. Yeah, maybe they might have been showing me the flage. They might have also just misclicked. It's very easy to do at the end of the game. That is a good opener. Don't reward that mag attack. Don't reward that behavior. Their creatures on board answered our things, Necrowind, if they're left to their own devices. Because the dog exiles 1, and the 3/4 rebuys a braid. You don't win in time. There may have been a middle line where you like leave 2 tokens back and move the equipment so you can eat the dog if it attacks. I don't know, that doesn't even really work. You'd have to leave 3 tokens back. To game 3. Emeritus only re-prepares at 8 lands. Really? I thought I just went and attacked. Nice super misread this guy. Oh, you're right. Whenever this creature attacks, if you control 8 or more lands, it becomes prepared. Yeah, I think I like mentally shortcutted it for some long games where there just like always was 8 lands or something. Well, farts. I think you're right then. I think that the Wrath was bad. Wasn't super keen on it at the time. Could prepare from the Philia blinking it. Sure, but if they Philia blink the Emeritus, then the Philia isn't blinking my token. And then the regrowth itself is a sorcery. So they would blink it, but they wouldn't be able to get it back at end of turn. It wouldn't be fast enough to race. And of course, you can use the Council's Judgment on the Emeritus. It feels bad burning Council's Judgment when you could be using it post-sweeper. We don't have an untapped duel, We're gonna have to choose between running out Talisman on 2 or playing a White Source. No play here, looks like Philia to me. Talisman into Sage would be 4 mana. So I'd still be doing nothing this turn. There's also the chance that you just like draw a Mox or a Soul Ring or whatever to work with the Sage anyway. Fair enough. Come on, untapped white. Yeah, I was worried about this opener. I kept it because of the Wrath of God, but perhaps I should not have. Perhaps I should have sent it back looking for sweepers alongside fast mana, right? Because we have both. We have the 3 sweepers in the deck and a bunch of fast mana like Soul Ring and Moxen and such. And now we lost our second white source again. Feels bad. Oh shit, what up? Hey Marriott, thanks for the sub. Definitely a frustrating little game here. Oh shit, what up? Hey Crazy Gnome, thanks for the sub, thanks for 91 months. 5 mana. Sort of stable? I don't think so. The Grist can downtick and clear one of the Sages. Yeah, just path the other one. They just have lethal here. The reason that they're double removal spelling instead of down-taking the Grist is they can ult the Grist, and it's worth 4 damage. Thanks for bringing that down, Rabbits. I didn't see that question. I know. I was earnestly thanking you. Because I didn't see the chatter question. My natural sarcastic delivery burning me again. Jesus Christ. Oh, hell yeah. That's so much better. You really don't want to have to burn balance and mind twist yourself there. Happy with Cube's Day to you as well, over Voltage. I miss Preordained Standard. It's crazy to think about, but that was like an automatic 4 of in like every deck. I splashed for it in Pure Steel Paladin. Yeah, I might be drawing into the Bowmaster next turn. Nope, we're fine. If we whipped on a land, then I would have run out the Mox Opal to get back down to 7. Activate library. Try and get something working. I was about to say that drawing with that library might be wrong, because this might be a time that I want to actually start running stuff out. We're in a spot where, like, we're doing one of these things next turn, right? We have the big mana draw engines coming down. Don't need library anymore. Kind of like that Shorkai flips Tamio. Well, nevertheless. Still gonna Shorkai. Emperor of Bones. We're gonna bone something up. Feels like we got some stuff going. Oh yeah, Emily. Yeah, a few other people had that complaint. It's not just us. And like it is an indie game, and you can't like include everything, right? You don't have infinite time and resources and stuff. But the map's pretty simple. And they said the reasoning for not including a map was the person said every time that they've got a map, they find themselves like looking at the map all the time, and it's like they find it distracting, so they didn't include it because they didn't like it. But like, you could include it as a option then that you like have to enable, or you can have a still map that you have to look up. Like you have to go to settings to find the map or something. A lot of games do that. So if you're ever fucking lost as shit, you can bring up the map and you're like, oh, there I am. Okay. Well, there's all the spot that I know it is because I've been there before. Anyway, that was one of my biggest frustrations with Expedition 33 for sure. Loved the game. Great game overall, great writing, great tale. Fantastic soundtrack, that Expedition 33. How it goes? It's going okay on Twitch chat. I'm a bit drained. I'm a bit dead. 2 cards. All right. But overall, I've had a okay day. You think I need one more love to balance out the 2 fucks? Love Dave. All shall love Dave. One of the more frustrating parts for me, Tacos, was in the area with those, God, I don't even remember their names. Those fun little critters that you can spar and stuff. I loved their area and soundtrack so much. And getting lost just approaching the damn place was so frustrating. Because every place looked the same. Yeah, the Gestrels. I think the Gestrels area would have been like my favorite area if I hadn't gotten lost so fucking many times. And this might actually fix their colors. Like they might have a blue card in hand that they can imprint now. That said, they're on 2 cards. It might be real rough to imprint another thing. Oh, did they have Bowmaster and then just like... I think they wanted to Bowmaster in response to the bounce and kill the Teferi. And then now they realize they cannot do that. It's just not a thing they can do. Yeah. Chrome Mox coming back down. Imprinting the orcs. Interesting. They're like, fuck this guide. Magic Online's not letting me cast it. Well, that's pretty good. I guess the bright side is they didn't exile Ugin with this crab. Pretty sure they want a Judgment my Shorikai. Oh, they can't crab because of the Teferi. Is it like a Tali? Yeah, you're casting the spell is part of the crab's resolution, so Teferi's just not going to let you do it. Similar to a Tali, I think. Cool. Teferi's so dumb. Teferi's a dumb fucking card. That's for sure. They probably should have Bowmastered it. They likely should have Bowmastered it, yeah. I think we can all agree on that. Yay. All right. This is a bit earlier than usual for me, a dippity-dippying